Hello. I hope we're all doing well. And if not, I at least hope that your night improves. So, tonight we're going to be using a deck that I realized the other day that I haven't used in like probably like 4 months or so, which is a shame. We're gonna be using the Empyrean Oracle tonight, not the Empyrean Tarot. I don't want to do full Empyrean because those can be a bit much. But we're gonna be using the Empyrean Oracle because I haven't used it in like 5 months. And this was quite literally the deck that I started streaming with. Ooh, I might have to put on my hoodie. It's a little chilly today. Alrighty. And of course, along with the Empyrean Oracle, we have the Seasons of the Witch Tarot, which I've quite enjoyed lately. Clearly, since we've been using it consistently ever since I got it. Like 3 weeks ago at this point, I believe. So we'll be using more of the Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot, the Empyrean Oracle, and another deck I haven't used in a while. The Eventide Affirmations deck. You can see where the foiling of that deck has started to come off, unfortunately. That's okay though. Hello. My queue isn't open yet, unfortunately. Sorry, putting on a hoodie really quick. It's not open yet, unfortunately. I'm about to do some opening collectives here really quick, and then it'll be open though. Okay, hoodie is now on. That's much better. Okay. Let's see. All right. Alright, let's see. What do we need to hear tonight? Almost popped out. Hello, queue isn't open yet. We're just doing collectives really quick. It'll be open here shortly though. Alright. these all landed pretty much sideways. And of course, it lands sideways again. There we are. Alright. Excuse you. We have the Six of Cups. In the Six of Cups, the New Moon, which is just the Moon card. But the Winter Tarot changes the cards within the context of the season. So, hence it's called New Moon, or the Dark Moon, because the Winter Tarot is supposed to be, of course, the theming around it is like the season of darkness. So, hence we have New Moon, the Dark Moon here. And then we have the Nine of Swords reversed. So, these all landed sideways, so that is also telling me I allow the cards to do that to give them an opportunity to let me know that both sides of the energy are being called on here. And all three of these cards did that, so they want to also call on like on the other sides of the energy. So these two calling on the reversals, this is calling a little bit on the upright. Hey Kazi. Hope you're doing well. So, that Six of Winter Cups, the Six of Cups, and the reversal that it's calling on there might be telling you a little bit that you're just kind of getting a little bit too stuck in the past, okay? Past experiences might be coloring your current state right now. They might be controlling the narrative a little bit too much. And they also might be kind of they might be influencing your decision-making process currently. Also, sorry if, sorry if my voice sounds a little rough right now. I literally woke up like a little over an hour ago. I also might be a little slow right now because, again, I woke up an hour ago. My body is still adjusting to being awake. I have a cup of coffee though, so that will assist me. But yeah, no, my sleep schedule's just fucked. Again. My sleep schedule being fucked is its default state though, so. That's normal. That's normal. Alright, so. Continuing. What I was saying about the Six of Cups there and the reversal. Past experience here might be just kind of like... might be coloring current state right now. Current mental and emotional states. And you're just kind of letting past experiences just kind of like color, just like kind of like get in the way here. All right, you're just kind of going back to those like past experiences and essentially just kind of perhaps telling yourself that that's like the only way that things are going to go. And it's just kind of causing like this, it's causing a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, just a lot of not so great shit that's just kind of, you know, weighing heavily on you. Alright? But yeah, don't, do your best to not dwell too much on those past experiences, alright? And specifically, don't let those past experiences keep you from actually, like, reaching out to people and connecting with other people, alright? And don't let that fear of the unknown and fear that it's only going to go the way that it happened in the past get in your way and prevent you from actually just kind of experiencing things and experiencing others, like experiencing connection in the way that you want to, okay? Do your best to take some time out for yourself and rest. And just do whatever it is that you can, that's necessary, to essentially just kind of help ease the grip that these anxieties and these fears and all this negative nonsense, negative bullshit, just kind of ease up a little bit. Okay. I'm apparently still very sniffly. Still a little cold, even though I literally just like slapped on my hoodie. Eh. Alright, Empyrean Oracle time. Let's hope it doesn't roast the fuck out of us. Because that deck likes doing this sometimes. Alright, we have Unfurl. Sorry, it's picking up some of my LED lights underneath the shelf on my desk. Alright, Unfurl. Unfurl. Like a seed sprouting, reaching out of the soil, uncertain of what will meet it above ground, you too must stretch out. Yeah, I figured this is gonna go in line with that, like, that moon card there. A little bit. Sometimes this happens slowly, other times it feels like you are rolling down a hill and can't stop. Whether it's something you can't control or something you must challenge yourself to do, you are being called to expand. There's an energy within you that is seeking to be embodied more fully, to see the light of day. Do not question it. Let it spring forth in whatever form it takes. There is always time to prune later. So again, don't worry about all the what ifs. Don't worry about all those past experiences. Just let it take form, trim it, and adjust it later. Oof. Excuse you, card. That card, like, it flipped itself out and then, like, flipped itself back in. We're gonna take you, but we're gonna get another one as well. Okay. Alright, so the one that we just got here is I forgive myself for the times I didn't know any better. Again, going in line with those, that like reversal energy here about like the past experiences, alright? Don't let those get in your way. And don't hold on to those longer than is necessary, alright? Learn what you can from those past experiences. That's where the value in the past lies. It's learning from it. Okay? It's not to say that there's something to be learned from every experience, okay? Sometimes shit just happens and there's no reason behind it, and there's nothing to be gained out of it. But in regards to, you know, like past mistakes, past missteps, and all that sort of shit, like, you can learn what to do better next time, alright? And then the card that flipped over and flipped out and then like flipped itself back over into the deck is My Potential is Infinite. The card apparently almost did not want to be seen, I guess. But joke's on you. And that also does kind of, funnily enough, go in line with that, like, new moon. The new moon energy right there. It's essentially, the dark moon, as it's sometimes known, may be a period of just release and letting go. Yes. But it's also a moon of potential, because nothing has taken form yet. Okay, and for whoever needed to hear that, I hope it helps. I know that one's a bit of a call out for me, because I've been finding myself back in like a place of like anxiety and like self-doubt again lately, what I've been like struggling with. We got one more collective here. What do you got for us? That card can go all the way over there. Why are these all flipping out sideways? Literally, like, all of these just flipped out sideways. Excuse me. Alright. It's our first one there. Oh boy. Alright. Okay, of course. Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright. We have, so the reversals of these two are being called on a little bit here, and then the upright of this one is being called on a little bit here, okay? We have the Four of Cups, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles. So, there's definitely, with the Four of Cups, there's essentially just this energy here of, like, right now you're just kind of like, right now you're just kind of closing yourself off, and this might just be due to, again, past experiences not exactly going the way that you expected them to, and just kind of having that sense of disillusionment present there, as can sometimes appear with this card. But it also might just be because you don't have the energy, you don't have the motivation, or just feel like something isn't quite right. Ooh. Excuse me, that was my stomach growling. So you're just kind of closing yourself off and essentially just kind of like saying no to things. You're turning things away. And given the given the presence of the Ace of Wands reversed, this looks like it might just be because, like, that loss of, like, motivation, loss of, like, drive and ambition, and just, like, loss of that spark, alright? That inner flame and that which drives you, essentially, may have gone a bit cold and just kind of like taken a bit of a hit here, and you just don't feel at your best, or feel like at the top of your game right now, perhaps even. And things may have like slowed down there. And so perhaps you've also just kind of like closed yourself off to things and started like perhaps you've also closed off yourself to things because you also feel like you're not getting those opportunities as much anymore. So you're just in general just kind of like closing yourself off. Okay. And maybe there's just like, maybe there's also just a bit of insecurity involved, a bit of fear that's also kind of preventing you from saying yes to things instead. But anyway, now is the time, like the upright of this Ace of Wands is being called on a little bit here, like I said. Now is the time to, while you're just kind of in a period of, while you're in that bit of like a dip here right now, okay, where things have slowed down a little bit, use that time for yourself, okay? Use that time for yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on rekindling that inner flame. Doing what you need to do to just kind of feel a little bit more like yourself again, okay? Work to rebuild that sense of stability and that sense of security for yourself. And when the time comes again, open yourself up. Start saying yes to things. Start accepting the offers, the opportunities again. And like, know that period will come for you again, okay? This is Ebb. When you feel that gravitational pull, that force tugging at each cell in your body, you had better listen. Sometimes we want nothing more than to stay. We may hear the song in the wind coming for us, telling us it's time to go, and we try to root deeper. We clench our fists, ready to fight the hurricane. We may try bargaining, hollowing ourselves out just so we don't lose what we think we have. But the ebb comes from elsewhere. It's much bigger than we are. It knocks on our door with a demand, and to not let it in only prolongs the standoff. But we will never win. An ebb is like a controlled burn, destroying all the clutter that stands in the way, making sure we don't get too far on the wrong path, creating the right environment for us to truly flourish. When we feel this ebb, we say thank you. We let it have its way. It is such a powerful display of the divine at work that we must simply stand in awe. Sometimes our life falls away in such a way we must bend to its will. Other times we love something so much we know we must break our own hearts. You don't have to know where the tide is taking you. Let yourself get taken up and spit back out months later, coughing up sand but with a new lifeline. So, make sure you're not saying no to things out of a resistance to change and out of fear, okay? Going after what we know we truly want sometimes requires us to step out of our comfort zones. And sometimes that's, you know, scary. Sometimes that's scary. Well, I can love and accept all parts of myself. Okay. Let's get another one. I can create and maintain boundaries without losing love. Interesting. Okay. So I hope that message helps for whoever needed to hear it. Oh, those collectors went a lot quicker than I thought they would. I just realized. It's only been like half an hour. Jeez. Alright, let me go ahead and open Q here. Okay, Q is open. If anyone wants to join. I can't guarantee that I'll be streaming for too long tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Oof. Okay. I am still a bit tired. So, not sure how long I'll be live. But, well, like I said, we'll see. We'll see. Alright. Yeah. I'm drinking some of my coffee, yeah. To help wake me up. Ugh. Honestly, I might have to go get like another cup. After I finish this one here. Not even necessarily just for the caffeine, but just for the warmth, because it's still cold. I'm still cold, and I have a hoodie on. You know what I think it is? I probably need to go put on some socks. I just realized I forgot to put on socks after waking up. So my toes and my feet are a little cold. I should probably go grab some socks. Alright, you know, before I get to your reading here, Kazi, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Gonna go grab a pair of socks out of my closet. Okay, I'm back. Alrighty. Are you ready, Kazi? Also, my feet are already much warmer, so that is a lot better. That's good. Let's see what we got for you here, Kazi. Wait, what is it with all the cards, like, popping out sideways lately? Why have all the cards been popping out? Okay, let's see. We got the Ace of Cups, which wants to be upright. Great. Let me... What do we got here? Okay. Well, this was the second card, actually. Let me get that one. Here. Okay. So we have those. There we are. And this is the third card. Now the card cooperated. Well, technically, yes, I do. It just lets me know that, like, the other side of the energy is being called on. I let it, if it pops sideways, I let it choose a direction, and then that tells me that the other side is being called on as well. It's just that, like, the final position it wants to be in is whichever direction that it chooses. Alright. So, essentially, there is... Okay. So, you're beginning to essentially, I don't know why the first thing that, like, comes to mind here, the first word that comes to mind here is just in general that you're beginning to just kind of uncover more. Okay, you're uncovering more here. Alright. You're essentially balancing, you're rebalancing yourself emotionally and just kind of like uncovering and giving more space for more emotions and more thoughts to exist here. And just kind of like revitalizing yourself and revitalizing, like finding a revitalization in like your mental space, essentially, here. Like both mental and emotional. Because on both sides of this, here you have emotions and you have mental. Okay? And this is bringing like kind of like a renewed energy somewhat. Oh, I forgot to mention. I'm sorry. I just realized I didn't even read out the fucking cards. This is the Ace of Cups. This is the Apprentice of Interpentacles, which is the Knight. The Knight of Pentacles. And this is the Master of Winter Swords, which is the King of Swords. Sorry, I just realized I forgot to read those out. So, on this side you have emotions, on this side you have mental, and then here in the middle you have the Pentacles, which kind of brings, that like that stability, and it's also kind of bringing that like bringing a bit of like that revitalized sort of fucking energy here. So you're essentially you're taking the steps necessary with this Knight of Pentacles. You're taking the steps necessary to essentially just kind of like reground and rebalance and just kind of stabilize both of these for yourself, okay? And the King of Swords energy does also bring about like there's essentially just kind of like a balance with emotions and with emotions and just like logic, okay? And something that I like to always ascribe to the King of Swords is essentially the concept of what's the word I'm looking for? My mind is blanking on the word right now. authenticity. That's the word I'm looking for. You're kind of like being authentic to yourself, and like that means being in alignment with, you know, what it is that like you want and being like true to yourself. Okay? So essentially, like, you're just kind of like, you're essentially just kind of like, and that's kind of where like the energy of like balance is coming from, because you're just kind of like realigning with yourself here. All right. You're realigning with yourself, and you're just kind of like allowing yourself to just be true to yourself and the things that you want. Okay. But yeah. And then we have Oracle card. Oh well. Ah. Hell yeah. 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 That standing up for yourself would definitely be included for this. That's part of like being the authentic to yourself, is recognizing the value you have, and like kind of exactly protecting your own energy, sort of thing. You got my favorite card from this deck. This was like one of the first cards that I got from this deck. When I was like using this for myself. This is Dark Star. This is my favorite card. Hey, Austin. There we are. When there's something burning within you, open your mouth. This world begs us to push things down, to pretend the injustices don't exist, to not ask for more. Authority wants us to feel small, incapable, to let ourselves wear down and fade away. We spend a lifetime tucking away our power, handcuffing ourselves to keep the peace. But energy is neither created nor destroyed. Each time we have bent to the will of something seemingly larger than ourselves, we have not given our power away, because that power lays in wait. It starts lining your spirit, continuing to grow, waiting for the day you will discover it. It is the rage, the excitement, the fury, the how dare you. It's a hurricane, and if they let you have it, they would have to call you by your name. The storm that dared to be. But what is more holy than reclaiming this storm? Of letting the thunder inside you crack through the sky. You may have to sever the telephone lines and rip up the foundation, but there's a world of color waiting to be seen. The next time it rains, call it by your name. So, this is a card of reclaiming your power. That's a card. This is a card of recognizing your power and reclaiming your power. Okay? Also, hello, Adam. Oh my gosh, 31 months? Good lord. Mm-hmm. Okay. I personally don't see the King of Swords as a pursuit of knowledge, so. More so a pursuit of truth, if anything. Pursuit of knowledge and ideas would be more so like the Knight energy. And I always see it as, again, with the King energy, it's a pursuit of truth regarding self. And the King of Swords energy is finding the truth of yourself, essentially. Every day I create the world I want to live in. And then I can trust that things will unfold the way they should. Okay. But yeah, I hope that message helps. Didn't quite get the last part. You mean these two cards? Or this one? These two cards? Oh, sorry. You need me to reread them? The first card here is every day I create the world I want to live in. So this is essentially like creating, this is just kind of going a bit in line with this Master of Swords energy, the King of Swords energy. And just kind of like expressing your truth and also just kind of like working to build the environment and the life, essentially, that you want to live. This is like living in an authentic way to yourself. Okay. That would be where this is tying into. The second card here is I can trust things will unfold the way they should. So, this one is essentially just affirming to just kind of keep going in the direction that you've been going, keep doing the work that you've been doing, okay? And trust that things will work out in the end, okay? So just keep putting in the work. Keep doing the things that you're doing. But yeah, I hope that helps. But thank you for the resub, by the way, Adam. I hope you're doing well. Also, yeah, I can't believe that it's already been like 31 months. It's already close to like fucking 3 years of doing this shit. And I have no idea where the time went. What'd you get for lunch? Nice. Also, if you wanted to join Q, Adam, it is still open, and there's one person ahead of you, so we should have time to get to a reading before you have to head back to work, if you want to. So. Anyway, it's your turn, Austin, if you're ready. Okay. Give me one moment. I'm gonna take a drink of my coffee here. Ooh. The coffee is starting to get cold. Alright, Austin, let's see. I wonder if we get something out here. Okay. And that one shows a clear direction. These two went sideways. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Don't go sideways again. Don't go sideways again. Thank you. Ooh, okay. Alrighty, there's the Artisan of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Two of Swords. So, The Queen of Wands is all about just kind of like I'm sorry, I just noticed there's a little void kitty in this card, and I adore it. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the void kitty. Look at the little void kitty. You're right there. I love it. I love it. Okay, sorry. Getting distracted by void cats, that's... yeah. Getting distracted by cats in general. But little void kitties are my favorite. Okay, so the Queen of Wands energy is kind of bringing that energy of just like it's bringing like the energy of just kind of like, it has that sort of, you know, like follow your heart, follow your passion sort of energy, all right? But it's also got that energy here of like warmth and compassion and just kind of like gentleness, all right? And there's, in combination with like the Ace of Wands, like there's just kind of like a rekindling of a spark here, all right? And I don't know if this is just like, I don't know if this is in regards to like a relationship of some sort. I'm not quite certain. But this might just kind of be in terms of just kind of what I like to say about the Ace of Wands a lot of times is it's like rekindling that inner flame sort of energy and rekindling that like just kind of like spark for life, all right? So don't be afraid to kind of go after the things that you want and the things that just kind of like make you feel alive. The things that just kind of make you feel fulfilled, that make you just make you feel comforted and at ease. Okay? There's nothing wrong with ever pursuing any of those things. Alright? And right now, the Two of Swords is kind of pointing towards being in a spot of difficulty right now. And it also might be pointing towards kind of like that fear of the unknown energy. That's something that usually comes through with the Two of Swords for me, is like a sort of fear of the unknown that kind of prevents us from making a decision towards things. Alright. That prevents us from making a decision on things and like moving forward with things. Is it? Nothing changed. Yeah, nothing, that's weird. Nothing changed. Let me turn that down a bit, I guess. Weird. But yeah. What was I even saying? I don't fucking remember. Something, I think I was saying, like, decision making and preventing us from moving forward with things. So, don't let, like, fear of something or, like, fear of the unknown get in your way. Especially in regards to just kind of, like, going after the things that you want here. And also, remember as well, going back to that Queen of Wands energy, remember to show yourself compassion, to show yourself, like, gentleness and kindness as you just kind of, like, work to figure these things out for yourself, okay? There's no reason to be hard on yourself. There's no reason to be harsh with yourself, okay? There's no reason to be, like, hard on yourself or harsh with yourself, okay? If being hard on yourself worked, it would have worked by now, is usually what I like to say about that, alright? And also, like, the Queen of Wands energy here is also just kind of like, it's also bringing that energy of just kind of like finding and embracing the confidence within yourself, okay? The Queen of Wands brings that energy, like, brings that energy of not giving a fuck, okay? Like, she knows who she is, she knows what she wants, and she's not afraid to go after that, okay? So, I hope that all makes sense. Hey, Bree. I know the feeling. We got a card that flipped over there, but it didn't pop out of the deck. Okay, hello. Discovery is our card here, and I think it goes this way. Is that the right? Yes, that's the right way. Okay. It's kind of hard to see, but there is like a little figure, a face in that little shell right here. It's a shell opening up to like reveal a face. I hope you're doing well, Bree. Or at least as well as you can. Discovery. Yeah. These are these are called lenticular printed cards. This is called like lenticular printing. There aren't many decks that I've seen that are like this. There are literally only like 3 that I know of that have this sort of printing on them. I have 2 of them and I hope to get the 3rd one at some point within the next year, so. I love this style of printing. It's so pretty. Discovery. We will always want to make sense of things, to package them up nicely, assign them a purpose, and find reason. Discovery asks you not to. When we are uncovering, we do not need to find a label. We don't need to categorize or ascribe meaning. We do not need to react or project into the future. We just need to stay open, to stay in the moment of discovery. When we attempt to define what's coming up, we are putting up blocks and seeing the whole picture. We want to keep our arms wide, hungry for the discovery, to bear witness and let it land within us, however it chooses to. We may not see or feel the seeds being planted, but trust that they are. I like that card. Sorry, Bree. Also, thank you for the streak. Alrighty, so, as this card says, don't try to label or make sense of things, alright? And that may be where this 2 of Swords energy is coming in, as you're just kind of like uncovering things within yourself and discovering things about yourself. You might be trying to make sense of it and trying to label it, and this is causing like a bit of a blockage for you here, alright? Don't worry about labels. Don't worry if it doesn't make sense quite yet, alright? Just let the unfolding, let the uncovering happen. And you can essentially, you can sort through everything once you can start like sorting through everything and sifting through everything and trying to make sense of things later on down the journey, alright? And by making sense of things, I don't mean using logic and applying logic to emotions, because applying logic to emotions doesn't fucking make sense. It doesn't work, okay? Because emotions aren't logical. They often don't make sense. But yeah, just let the discovery happen, let the unfolding happen, let the uncovering happen, let things start to take shape, and then you can see, like, then you can see what's happening, okay? Like, as the card says, there is some truth to that part about, you know, like how trying to make sense of things and label things right away just kind of creates a blockage. When we're too focused on making sense of things and like labeling things and categorizing things like from the get-go, it can get in our way, especially when it does come to shadow work. it can kind of get in our way a little bit. Because we just start trying to analyze it and make sense of it like right away. And sometimes there's more to the story that we're not quite seeing yet. Okay. I'm going to pull 2 cards from this. I've already been doing that most of the night anyway, so. Yeah. Alright, your affirmation cards are: I welcome challenges knowing I will grow and expand through them. And the Ace of Wands can be about growth. And then I am a magnet for opportunity. Alrighty. So I hope that message helps. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like, that's essentially something that I try to remind myself of all the time. Is to not let those anxieties and that fear of the unknown and what lies ahead, that energy get in my way. And to remember to be kind and compassionate to myself. Because I'm very, like, critical of myself. I overthink things all the time. All the time. Then I'm, like, unnecessarily hard on myself all the time. It's something I've gotten a lot better at within the past couple of years, and particularly something that I've been better at consistently within the past, like, month or so at this point, so. Because I've done my best to take that to heart. Something that I also struggle with is like taking some of the messages I get, some of the guidance I get myself. I struggle taking it to heart. And I just don't, like, trust it or believe it, because again, the criticism, the harsh criticism I give myself. So, I have been a lot better about that lately, and I've been doing my best to just kind of be in those moments where mentally and emotionally there's just a lot going on. And I remind myself that, you know, this is just temporary. There's more than this. There's more outside of what I'm experiencing right now. Okay. It is your turn, Bree. I should take another drink of my coffee here before it goes completely cold. It may have already gone completely cold, unfortunately, because it's kind of cold in here. Okay. Are you ready, Bree? Oops. Are you ready, Bree? Okay. Sorry if you didn't hear me earlier. Okay. No, you're good. I was taking a minute to apply some lip balm anyway, so you're all good. Alright, Let's see what we got for you, Bree. Jesus. Oh, did we get next? We did. Alright, let's get you a number. There we go. Alright. Oh boy. Okay. What's this? Okay. What direction? Don't go sideways. Okay. We got that. We're gonna put that right there. We got one of each suit and one major arcana. You got a mix of everything here. You got New Moon, which is the moon card for this deck. Again, just within the context of winter. The new moon would be associated with winter because it's also known as the dark moon, and winter is the season of darkness. We got the moon, two of pentacles, exactly. Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Four of Cups, and Apprentice of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so there's definitely, yeah. Yeah. So, the moon card is essentially pointing towards, you know, just kind of like being in that place of just like struggle right now, okay? There's a lot of, you know, just like going on in like the mental and emotional realms here. All right. And also there's just kind of like, as I often like to say about the moon, there's often kind of like that lack of a sense of direction, okay? There's an uncertainty, not really knowing which direction to go. And it just kind of struggling to find the way forward, all right? And just, yeah. And what I often like to say about like this period in time, and that is being highlighted by these next two cards here, it's time to rebalance and it's time to reprioritize, okay? And what needs to be reprioritized here? Rest. Rest. Okay. When you're in this period where you can't really see the way forward, that means it's time to take a break. All right. Everything else can wait. Just take some time out. Trying to push forward isn't going to really get you anywhere. You don't want to try to force it. Just take some time for yourself, disconnect from things, take time to rest, and replenish yourself, okay? continuing to try to force your way forward is just going to lead to burnout. Okay? So, no feeling guilty for needing the rest. Okay? No feeling guilty for needing the rest. Be nice to yourself, bitch. I'm sorry. I know that feeling though. I've been particularly low energy again, like the past couple of days. So, I've also been spending a lot of time in bed. And I've been doing my best to just be kind to myself and remind myself that it's okay. Sometimes you just gotta spend a day in bed and not really do anything else. And while you're in this period right now, okay? While you're in this period right now, where you just can't see the way forward, this may be also just kind of putting you in a place where you're just kind of like turning things away and pushing things away. Just kind of like both out of like a sense of fear and also like a sense of like guilt. All right. Just kind of, not like wishing you could do more, not really being able to, not really being able to do the things that you want perhaps, and like don't feel guilty for that as well, okay? Don't feel guilty for that either. It's okay to say no to things and to prioritize yourself right now. It's okay. But know that the time to open yourself up again and start saying yes to things again and to start pursuing your passions again and go after the things that make you happy. Like that time will come again, but right now just focus on replenishing yourself. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that you can't still pursue the things that make you happy and pursue the things that just kind of make you feel, like comforted and at ease and stuff. Like, you absolutely should be prioritizing those things right now. But, obviously, there are some of those things, like, in regards to all of the creative things, perhaps, that you haven't been able to do for a while just because you don't have the energy for them. Like, yeah, those. Perhaps now isn't the time for those, but that doesn't mean that you're abandoning them. Okay? So no feeling guilty for that either. They'll always be there. You can always return to them once you actually feel well enough again. Just focus on what you actually have the energy for and the ability to do right now. Okay? So right now, if that means all you have the energy for is washing things and playing video games, or even just, doing absolutely nothing in bed or potatoing on the couch, That's fine. Sometimes all of our energy is simply just spent on existing. Alright? I have a lot of days like that. We got Portal. And Discovery again. Okay. Portal. And these two are definitely going to be going together, okay? Like, for sure, they're going to be going together. Yeah, I understand that feeling. Portal. Your mind is a landscape that you get to travel. And when you pay attention, you quickly become aware of the things that make it feel like dredging along in rugged terrain as opposed to walking through a meadow. We have all experienced the moments where we hear a song or smell a particular scent, and we are transported to another time and place. In other words, we enter a portal. When we can learn to create these portals for ourselves, life becomes more enchanting. Often the problem is simply our willingness to take the first step. Everyday portals can be choices, feelings, conversations, music, or quite literally anything you decide. For someone who is wanting to be healthier, cooking themselves dinner is a portal to a new way of being. It is not simply the action, but the feelings that come along with it that can open up an entirely new experience. The portal asks you to open your eyes. View each moment as a portal to the next. Where can you go? Which one do you want to step through? Where channels are often more thought and feeling oriented, portals also include action. Do not buy into any of the doubts you may be feeling. These old patterns are attempting to prevent you from growing. It's time to step boldly in the direction you want to go in. So again, make choices, essentially, that kind of help lead you in the right direction that you want to be in, okay? Like, take action, take steps towards, like, the things that actually put you in that sort of place that you want to be in, okay? What actually makes you feel replenished, okay? What actually makes you feel rested? What would make you feel the way that you need to right now? Okay? And then go and do that. You need more sleep? You need to feel more rested? Go sleep. Do you, like, know of, like, any activity that isn't super, like, energy consuming that would help you feel more comforted and at ease? Go do that. In other words, is there something you can do that would actually help you feel the way that you want to and need to right now? And if you're able to do that, then go do that. Then we have discovery, which I open to directly. Okay. We will always want to make sense of things, to package them up nicely, assign them a purpose, and find reason. Discovery asks you not to. When we are uncovering, we do not need to find a label. We don't need to categorize or ascribe meaning. We do not need to react or project into the future. We just need to stay open, to stay in the moment of discovery. When we attempt to define what's coming up, we are putting up blocks and seeing the whole picture. We want to keep our arms wide, hungry for the discovery, to bear witness and let it land within us however it chooses to. We may not see or feel the seeds being planted, but trust that they are. So, you may not see the way forward yet, but trust that it's there. Right now, because you're in a place where you can't really see the way forward, you can't really see the way few, and you're just hitting that wall. That's a sign you need to step back. That wall is there for a reason. It's not for you to keep pushing against it and keep trying to force it to move. That's your signpost. Rest. Despite what others think, I can live in a way that honors my needs and desires. And I can find the wisdom I need within myself. So, what do you know you need to be doing right now? Is it perhaps that you know you need to rest and you're not doing it because you're shaming yourself? But anyway, I hope that message helps. Oh, ouch. Good, I'm glad. Hey. Alrighty. Q is empty. Let me go ahead and issue a last call for Q here. If there's anyone who wants to join, you may go ahead and do so. I'll leave it open for a few more minutes here. Okay, let me drink some of my coffee here. Oof. Okay. Oops. Alrighty, let me go ahead and close the queue. And we'll go ahead and get our closing message here. Okay, let's see. What do you want to close us out with? Okay, I guess we're doing a 5-1. Of course, that's the only one that shows like a clear direction. What card are you? Okay. Okay, we got that. And then this was our you. Actually, let's okay. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and put you there. Can we choose a direction, please? Thank you. Why did that one flip back open? We have here the Chariot reversed. And like both sides of like the energies of all cards except for this one are being called on here. Though the reversal of this one would be tying into this one a little bit anyway. That's also why I wanted to put it here. We have the Chariot reversed, the Four of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Apprentice of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. So we have a bit going on here. We have a bit going on here. So essentially there's just, again, with that like Chariot reversed, okay, there's essentially just shit that's getting in your way and preventing you from moving forward with things, okay? One of those things, of course, would be like that lack of clarity that's creating an obstacle and getting in your way here. Alright? And a large part of this, of what's getting in your way here, would be that Six of Cups reversal energy, alright? Just kind of, again, and this is funnily enough going back into the first opening collective. Part of what's getting in your way here is that, like, sort of, like, focusing on the past, okay? You're living a little bit too much in the past. You're focusing on all those past experiences that went wrong, okay? All the past experiences that just kind of didn't really go very well, and that just kind of, like, perhaps even kind of led to this current moment, okay? And you're focusing a bit too much on that and telling yourself that essentially that's the only thing you're going to get out of the situation. So, you know, why bother trying? Or, you know, like, hey, maybe that's really what I deserve. So maybe I shouldn't try for anything different. And due to the mix of things that's going on here, it's essentially causing you to just kind of like close yourself off. It's causing you to close yourself off and essentially just kind of like turn things away and like push things away. And those past experiences are also perhaps leading into this just kind of sense of disillusionment, alright? Because things didn't go the way that you wanted them to, or the way that you expected them to. And it's just kind of, these past experiences have perhaps tainted your current view of things a little bit, alright? And, like, There's just kind of a bit of a sense of like defeatedness here, alright? Perhaps you feel like you can't deal with it. Like you don't have what it takes to deal with it. You don't have what it takes to move on from it. You don't have what it takes to essentially push back against all the obstacles and challenges that you're facing right now, okay? And again, that you just don't, you know, like have what it takes to see things through to the end and to move past these current obstacles in your way, alright? But again, these reversals of all of it, like most of these cards are being called on here, okay? I mean, pretty much all the cards. Like I said, even the reversal for this one that shows a clear direction is kind of being brought up here with like the upright energy of that Chariot card. The time to move forward will come again. That period where you'll have the clarity and where you'll have the clarity and the things you need to move forward again. That period will come, okay? But again, right now, while you're in this space, just focus on the things. Focus on the things that are in front of you, rather than trying to move forward, okay? Focus on doing what you can to take care of yourself. Focus on doing what you can to rest, alright? The time to move forward with things will come again, where you'll have that fresh, revitalized perspective and ideas for how to move forward again. You'll have the clarity you need to move forward again, alright? Where everything won't feel like so much of a chore and so much of a challenge. That moment will come again. But right now isn't a time for action, okay? Me dropping a couple of fucking cards here. Hello. Okay. We have Ether and Vision. Okay. Ether. Then Vision. I feel like that one's probably gonna go in line with that Knight of Swords energy. Alright, Ether. Where... And just when you think it's nothing, it's everything. We may never be able to comprehend the idea of universal energy. We play with it like mercury broken free of a thermometer. Just when we think we have it, that it's the lens we now see through, it dances away from us like a flame, and we are back on the bustling streets shouting at faceless traffic. We are one has become a trope that we've outgrown. It's repeated to calm anxieties, to unify when there's a fracture, to soothe when we feel the heat of anger. It doesn't come close to capturing the true magnitude of all that we are, of how truly connected everything and everyone is. Each of us minuscule threads in a fabric woven together, stretching across time and space. A fabric that can shift and move, swell and contract, but cannot be torn or destroyed. The magic of knowing that we are the ether is having the ability to transform and expand in any given moment. Yes, that includes in the moments of, like, rest and inaction. Those are often some of the most transformative moments for us. It's trusting that the same atoms that make up this universe, that stretch on for eternity, that hold so much mystery and alchemy, live within us. We can mirror their rhythm. We can tear down the levees that keep us trapped in this world made of steel, and begin believing in the ever-possible infinite. Where ease is attainable, where the difference between love and hate is hair-thin. Just a decision. We can embody the untamable wild that is the burning stars, the diamonds that rain on Jupiter, the laugh of the bold spirits that echo through galaxies. And then we have a vision, which I'm pretty sure is like further back. Yep, it's right there. Vision. Even if we are in the darkest of places, vision can guide us out if we let it. It's no easy feat to hold on to something that feels abstract and so far out of reach, but the more we tend to our vision, the more it can become real. This card signals a potent space opening where you can create your head, where what you create in your head can be planted and grown more easily. Whether you feel like this vision is your last lifeline left, or you are just shooting for the next level, let the floodgates open. Live in this space as thoroughly as you can. Let it be woven into your cells, without expectation about the outcome, simply being with what you're building. That one goes very in line with what I say about, like, when we encounter these, like, moments. It's important to, like, just exist alongside what we're experiencing and the emotions and thoughts that we're dealing with. And just kind of do our best to enjoy the journey and not so much focus on the destination and the end goal. Ready. Let's see. Ooh. That was a loud ass growl. Are you okay, stomach? My goodness. My stomach getting impatient with me, I guess, and telling me to go fucking eat. Okay, there we go. I wanted to draw 3 here. Okay. Endings can make room for what I want to call into my life. Yeah. So. And as I've said before, my goodness. I'm not sure if my mic is picking any of this up, but Jesus. Ugh. Endings I will also say that sometimes too, just because it feels like we've reached the end of something doesn't mean that that's necessarily the end. Okay? Sometimes it just kind of needs to come to a bit of an end per se, to give us some space and time away from it, so that both we and it can undergo the transformation that is necessary. So, just because it's the end doesn't mean it's the end, if that makes sense, okay? And our second card was, I engage with others in ways that honor and respect them. This also includes yourself. Okay? That also includes yourself. Be nice to yourself. And then also, I am unafraid of the fire within. So, do not fear your transformation. Do not fear your growth. Do not fear the shadow that lies within. Was that the name of a book you liked as a kid? Awesome. Maybe it's time to find that and go reread it. I don't know if you have a library that's near you that would perhaps have it. And I don't know how old that book is, and, you know, perhaps there's a chance that libraries might not have it anymore. But, for books that perhaps are old and even out of print, I know of a good secondhand place to get online. I know of a good secondhand place to get used books, and they're usually pretty cheap, and even the shipping is really cheap too. So it's called Thrift Books. It's one of my favorite places to get books. Because I don't always care about a book needing to be new. As long as it's in good enough condition, I don't give a fuck. A book is a book. Well, you know, since you need to be resting anyway, Bree, maybe now's the time to actually make time for that. Rather than spending a bunch of time scrolling social media or watching YouTube videos that are only going to just make you feel worse. Read. Okay, so I hope that message helps for whoever needed to hear it. I know that one's definitely a message for me as well. It's something I keep reminding myself of all the time is that now is a moment for rest. Now is a moment for resting and replenishing myself and doing my best to work through old patterns from my past and loosen their hold on me. I've been doing a lot of shadow work journaling for nearly the past month now. And it's been quite helpful to just kind of get it out onto like a page, get it out into Word. Yeah. But yeah, so pretty much this message is just kind of reaffirming what I've just kind of been telling myself already. And I've been making more time for myself to just go do the things that like I want to do, not putting too much pressure on myself to do things, and not putting too much pressure on myself to perform, which is why I haven't been streaming a whole lot lately. But yeah, I've been streaming when I can and when I feel well enough to, and I wanted to today, so I decided to spend a little time here. And that worked out quite well, actually, because it's only getting close to like 2.5 hours of streaming, so you know. I did want to keep it relatively short because I am still quite tired. Still more like low energy. I'm just still pretty low energy. I have been lately for like a while. And my sleep schedule's fucked again too, so that's not helping. So, I've also been doing my best to not really just put too much pressure on myself in regards to that as well, and just kind of like letting my body just kind of make the decisions there. So, we're tired? Okay, I'm gonna go sleep. Or like at least go like take some time to lie in bed. Struggling to fall asleep? Okay, let me go do something that actually just kind of like quiets my mind a little bit and helps me actually fall asleep. Because I can kind of be a little hard on myself about, you know, like following, like needing to conform to like some sort of like fucking like, you know, like structure in regards to like sleep. But I've always been a bit of a night owl anyway. So. But yeah. Anyway, speaking of caring for myself, I woke up late and I haven't eaten anything yet. I woke up about like an hour-ish before I started streaming. So it's been, you know, like 3 hours since I've been awake, roughly now. So, it's time for me to go actually get food now, because my body is starting to complain that I haven't fed it yet. And I usually do eat about like 2 to 3 hours after waking up, so this is, you know, like actually a good stopping point for me to actually go get food. So yeah. So unfortunately, that's time for me to call it here. And also, thank you, Bree. But yeah, it's unfortunately time for me to call it here so that I can go take care of myself. And I don't know, just go chill and do whatever I feel like doing. But yeah. Thank you all for stopping by, whether you joined the queue, talked in chat, or just lurked. I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope to see you all again soon, but bye for now.